So I'm going to ask you to place your palms on your thighs and close your eyes and see if you can let the eyes and the forehead really relax. Because sometimes, even though they're closed and we're trying to move into relaxation, we tend to scrunch up our eyes or our face. So start at the hairline at the top. And as you begin to deepen your breath and bring your awareness into your body, I want you to work from the hairline down and start releasing everything in the face. Starting with the forehead. And feel free to use your hands if you need help there to massage some things out, because sometimes just our will or our thoughts alone are not enough to do it. And working down to your eyebrows and the eyelids, which hold so much tension. And let the eyes just kind of sink back in their sockets and relax. And the area below the eyes and around the nose. And pay attention to the area coming down around your mouth. Are you holding that tense? Sometimes we tend to hold judgment around our mouth and our jaw area. So see if you can, with your mouth closed, let the jaw drop open so the teeth separate. Let everything get kind of heavy in there. Let the tongue get really heavy so it's pushing down on the bottom of the mouth. And then bring your awareness back around the ear area. And again, this is a good spot if you need to use your hands and do a little massaging there on the ears and the earlobe to release anything, please feel free to do so. Keep the eyes closed. Down into the neck and the shoulders. Bring the shoulders back so you've got good posture, but not overextended. We don't want to do the military thing. Everything's just soft and natural. And then come down into the chest, home of the heart. And begin to really expand that breath. Bring the ribs up towards the ceiling. Let the air out. Let them collapse back towards the chair. Again, big inhale and exhale. I'm going to ask you to keep your breath centered here in the heart area, around the lungs, above the diaphragm. We're not going to go any lower today. We're going to work on expanding this area and start to imagine bringing light to it with your breath. You're bringing in a real pale green, shimmery light. Start to imagine what those look like when you're doing the fireworks at the 4th of July, and imagine that happening in your chest. Real opening, real lightening up. Expand the chest, make more room for the light. Exhale the breath. Let anything dark and heavy and murky go out with your breath. Imagine it dissolving in the air in front of your body. Another big inhale in, brightening the chest, brightening that area. Big exhale out. One more, big breath in. Exhale out. All the vestiges, all the little scraps and bits of any darkness or any murkiness that's left is gone. And now you've got a real clean, bright vessel to work with today. And we'll start to work into our movement. So I brought a little bit of essential oil for you today. I brought Rose Otto. It's not quite as strong as regular rose, and it doesn't create allergic reactions as much as a regular rose essential oil will. But rose is the flower of love, not just for Valentine's Day, but historically in India and other cultures as well. So go ahead and just rub a little of that on you and breathe it in. And just think of love and harmony and all good things. This one kind of smells like my rose bushes when they're covered with their new raindrops. To me, it's kind of a fresh rose.
It's nice.
Isn't that nice? Yeah, not overwhelming. Great. I'm going to ask you to bring your Hands up behind your head. Place them at the base of your skull. Link the fingers together, weave them in together. Rest your head just gently on the hands. And as you're sitting there, allow the elbows to fall backwards and allow the chest to open up. Continue to concentrate on that breath, bringing it into the heart, into the lung area. Inhale, and with your next exhale, bring everything forward. Bring the chest down to the legs. Exhale. All the way out. Inhale as you come up. We're doing nice, big, slow inhale and exhalation, so we're not going to hyperventilate. We're not going to make ourselves dizzy. Exhale your way back down. Inhale back up. Come all the way back up. Bring the elbows back. Arch the heart towards the ceiling and exhale it forward one more time. And bring it back up to a neutral seated position. For much of our work today, we're going to be doing 3 repetitions of each movement because that just kind of solidifies it and brings it full circle. Place your left hand on your thigh. Bring the right hand up and bring it around to the back. Follow your hand with your gaze as far back as you can. Keep the hand at shoulder level and hold 3, 2, 1. And again, very slowly, we're going to bring it back to the center. Don't rush it. Let this be a gradual, slow motion. Once more towards the back. Raise the chest up high. See if you can go a little bit farther this time. Keep your gaze on that hand. And back to center. And one more time. Hand comes to the front and we rotate back to the back. Nice, fluid motion. No need to rush. And back to the front. Drop that hand down. Left hand comes up. Keep your fingers open because you kind of feel the air moving in between them. Notice the movement of the air. If you've got air conditioning on, notice what that feels like on the skin. Bring your awareness down to all the little small things going on around you right now. And bring it forward very slowly. Nice. When you get to the front, go ahead and send it back again. Once again, bringing the gaze to the hand. The torso is rotating along with your arm moving backward as far as you can. And exhale, bring it forward. And one more time, inhale, send it back, open the chest, just like a bird in flight here. And send it back to the front. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale it out. See if you can really open up this time. Open that shoulder. Bring the hand back, really turn the head around, and exhale, back to the front. Good, and release. Let's do some shoulder rolls now. Bring it forward and up to the ears, and back. One more time, forward, way up high, scrunch the shoulders up. Release them down and bring them all the way down. Really exaggerate your circles. Now, I always notice, because I don't do yoga on Mondays, that Tuesday mornings, my shoulders make a lot more noise. They talk to me a lot more. We're gonna go back the opposite direction. So you're gonna go down in the front, roll them down, bring them back to the back, bring the chest forward, bring the shoulders up high, roll it forward and down. And back, elbows come up, shoulders come up, roll it all forward. And one last time, bring the elbows back, bring the shoulders back, bring them up next to the ears, roll everything towards the front and down. Nicely done. Bring the hands overhead. Just clasp the hands together and point the index fingers up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to come over, just imagine you're drawing a big curved line with that index finger in the air. Bring it over to the right. Big inhale at the end. Exhale out and bring it back up. To the left, big inhale as we go down. Exhale, bring it on up. And we're like a little metronome here. We're going to go off to the right again. Inhale. See if you can go down just a little bit further this time. Stretch that left side body. Exhale back up. Inhale to the left. And again up. And one last time. Big inhale. Take the index finger all the way down to the side and bring it back up. Inhale to your left, down, down, and stop. Exhale and back up to the ceiling. Bring your gaze up, look up, bring the heart up. Do a little seated back bend here. Release the hands and exhale. Everything down. And I just want you to notice when we concentrate on doing deep breaths like that for a few minutes, how much more awake we feel with the oxygen coming in. Feel free to do that at home. It really works. All right, so I'm going to have you come stand to a standing position and face your chair. I'll do it from the side here so you guys can kind of see. And we're going to start with our hands on our chair seat and walk our feet back. So you want to place the palms on the chair. And we're going to drop our head down and do a standing downward dog with the chair. So just as we do when we're doing downward dog from the floor, you're going to bring your ears down so they're on the inside of the elbows next to the biceps. Try and keep the heels on the floor. And as you exhale, drop the chest a little further towards the knees. Bring the head down a little further. So you're opening up the shoulders, rotating them to the outside, stretching the back of the legs. Really nice. Now come up, keep the weight on those palms on the chair. Raise the heels up, bring the chest forward and the hips in. So now we're doing a cobra with the seat, and we're going to move back into downward facing dog as we exhale. Once again, exaggerate the motion, let the head drop, really let the shoulders open up. Big inhale as we bring the chest towards the chair seat, come up off those heels, bring the hips forward. And beautiful, exhale back to your dog. One more time, inhale it forward. We're bringing the chest towards the chair seat, coming up off the heels, bringing the hips forward, bringing the gaze up to the back of the chair, and hold. 3, 2, 1, and come back up to standing. Good job. Move your feet a little bit closer to the chair. So we're going to face our chair in mountain pose. So I want you to look down, make sure your feet are parallel. We always start from the ground and work our way up. So spread the toes, raise them up high, spread them out. Check your balance, make sure you're evenly distributed through the front and the back of the foot. Toes are spread nice and wide, just like a duck's foot for the balance. Hands are out to the side, which means we're going to roll our shoulders back and bring the chest forward once again. Then I'm going to have you open your eyes. Feel free to hold on with one hand if you need to, but we're going to bring the right foot up onto the chair. Great. Place the left hand on the right knee. Bring the right hand up. And we're going to mimic what we did when we were seated. This time we're doing it from a standing position. So I want you to pay attention to that raised knee with your hand. Make sure it's not turning. And come back as far as you can, looking back over your shoulder to that hand. And bring it back in. Big inhale, turn again, bring it out to the side. Stop at the back, look back at the hand, notice your balance, the other foot's firing up to help you. Exhale, bring it back to center. One more time, inhale, send that hand back. Open the chest, open the shoulder wide, and bring it back to center. Great, go ahead and release that foot off the chair. Look down, get your feet parallel once again. Once again, raise those toes up on the left foot. Make sure everything's evenly balanced there. Yogi's choice, feel free to hang onto the chair if you need to bring up your other foot. We're going to raise the left foot and bring it up to chair height. Get your weight evenly distributed there. Right hand's going to go on the left knee. We'll bring the left hand up with the palm facing inward. Big inhale and start to send it around to the side and back. Notice how your twist is affecting the lower back muscles now. When we were seated, it was pretty much just the breastbone and above. When we're up here standing, we can get the lower parts of the back and all those little side muscles, the obliques, and get them to help us out too. Exhale it out. See if you can stretch it behind you just a little bit more. Inhale, bring it back in. Exhale, send it out. A little farther, a little farther. Inhale it on in. And let's do one more. Bring the chest high, make sure your spine is straight. Inhale, send that hand out, follow it with your gaze. The shoulders rotate, the head rotates, everything goes around to the side. Notice how your right foot is firing up to keep you balanced. Bring it back in. Beautiful. Let that foot down. Go ahead and grab a hold of your chair. Step back and come into your downward dog once more. I'm going to have you come back to your seat. And we're going to do a big heart opener, which is a chair-assisted fish pose. So the regular fish pose, we lay on our back and usually put a block under our back to raise our chest up, and the shoulders fall back and the head falls back, and it really opens up. So we're going to do the same thing, only just using our chair today. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and grab a hold of the seat. Bring your sit bones to the edge of the chair. Bring your heels out. You may need to adjust a little bit, depends on how your shoulders are feeling today. But we're going to roll the shoulders back, bring the head up. You don't want to drop the neck back all the way. Pay attention to taking care with the neck. Just bring your gaze up to the ceiling so the head is pretty much straight coming up from the spine. And then raise the chest up, roll the shoulders back. Hips are going to stay on the chair for right now. Just bring everything forward. Imagine there's a big string and a hook on your sternum, pulling everything up. Dropping those shoulders back behind you, opening that heart up. Again, imagine that big light in there shining out on the world. Beautiful thing. And release, let everything just come back to neutral, kind of shake it out. And again, go ahead and grab a hold of your chair, roll the shoulders back, bring the chin high, Open the chest. Imagine you're pushing those ribs apart from the center. Your heart's so big, it's just coming right out of the middle. Release your breath. Shake the hands out. Now, if you want to take this up a notch, we'll try coming up off the chair. So I want you to make sure that you're on the mat with your heels and you're digging in. Hands are going to be on the chair. This time we're going to roll the shoulders back, bring the chest up high. See if you can come up for just a little instance and lift the hips up. It's like a reverse table, reverse plank. Hold. 3, 2, 1. I'm counting fast and let them down. Another exercise
Hurts
for,
me in here.
does it? Feel free to put your blanket on the chair if you want to and have your hands on your blanket if you need, if it's cutting into your hand too much. Or you might have your hand on a little different part of the chair if it's not quite at the right angle.
Just try this.
Great, okay. One more time, roll those shoulders back, bring the chest forward, bring your gaze up to the ceiling, lift those hips up so you're on the heels. 3, 2, 1, and let it down. Great. Another exercise for those tank tops in the summer. So we're working on those arms. So we're gonna have nice toned arms. Go ahead and bring your feet apart so the heels are at the outside of your mat. You're still sitting on the edge of your chair. Drop the hands inside the opposite elbow. Bring everything forward. And let's take care of that back and bend it the other direction. Drop the head down. Let your head be really heavy. Try and not have any effort holding the head up today. Let your arms be kind of a weight that pull out of your shoulders. Release the hands to the mat. Let everything go slack. So you're not holding the arms or the hands. Everything's just falling in a natural position to the ground. And then on your inhale, begin to bring the back up with the arms dangling in front, one vertebrae at a time. Up, up. Very slowly start to roll the shoulders back as the chest blooms open, the head comes up. And there you are. Okay, so with our legs remaining out here, we're going to bring the hands up into goddess pose. And I want you to clench the fists and straighten the fingers out. And clench the fists and straighten. And do this a couple times at your own pace. Stop and close your eyes and feel the motions in your arms as your muscles are working. See if you can notice that clear up on the top of the arms, in the forearms, in the hands. This will strengthen the hands and the wrists if we do it over time. Great. Lower the hands down. Bring your right hand down, maybe on the leg, on the floor, whatever works for you today, on the outside of that right foot. And then you're going to bring the left arm overhead into a big side stretch. Once again, I want you to inhale, roll the shoulder back, open the chest up so you're actually looking at the ceiling. And hold. 3, 2, 1, and come back up to center. Drop down to the left side, left hand goes on the mat, right hand comes overhead. See if you can bring it all the way over. Inhale, look under that arm, rotate up towards the ceiling. 3, 2, 1, great, and come back up.
And you don't have to keep both sits bones on the
You
chair.
do, you want to keep them
You
both on the
should.
chair, yeah. And if you can't get all the way down there, if you start raising them, just go as far as you can and keep it there. If you start to
Okay.
lift, that's where you want to stop.
All right.
You just, but you'll notice if you push the sits bone towards the chair as you're raising this, everything gets really lengthened here. That's where you get a good stretch. Yeah, so that's a good counterintuitive thing to keep in mind, is to push the hip down while you bring the top part out, because you'll really feel it on the side. Okay, let's go ahead and drop the right hand down on the mat in front of you. Bring the left hand around to bind behind your waist. Don't lift it up high. And we're going to rotate that shoulder up and look up to the side. So we're just doing an enclosed turn here with the hand behind the back. Exhale, come back up. Now drop down with the left hand on the ground in front of you, right hand goes behind, look over that shoulder. And exhale. And come back up. One more time, place your hands inside the opposite elbow, tuck your chin to your chest, come forward into a nice big forward fold. See if you can come down just a little bit farther this time. Even stop and place your hands on your sacrum, on your lower back. Help it out, give it a little loving massage there. Notice how it's stretching out for you. Give it some love. Great. And come back up to seated. Great. Okay, you guys have a strap, and if you guys at home have a strap, feel free to grab one or a belt, anything long that will work.
Tie.
A tie, yeah, a tie's a
In
good one.
Mexico, they did a whole bunch of old ties.
Did they? Oh, that's a good idea. Scarves, whatever you have that's long. So we're still seated at the front of our chair. We're still on our sits bones. Make sure you're nice and balanced here. Keep the left foot on the ground with the left knee bent. We're going to bring the strap around to the right foot. And we're going to hold on to it with our right hand, and we're going to place our left hand onto the chair for balance. So you're on your right heel. The strap's under the ball of your foot. We're going to lift it up and do like a half circle and put it out to the side. Inhale and bring it back. Exhale out. See if you go a little farther this time. Exhale back in. Notice the upper body. Are your shoulders coming down? Is your chest collapsing? Bring everything up and tight. And once more out to the side. And in. Let's do one more for good measure. Chest up high. Raise that foot higher. Out to the side. And back in. Good job. Now we're just going to raise the calves. I don't think we need to have the strap for this, but we're just going to raise the calf up and out. So you're going to start with your knees together. The feet are about 8 inches apart. Feet are parallel. You're going to take your right heel out in front and just very lightly, like kickstand it. You don't have to straighten out with a real tough knee. Just leave. Everything's kind of relaxed. Go ahead and hang onto the chair with both hands this time. And you're just going to bring the calf out to the side and back in. So the knee's only moving an inch or two. Calf out to the side and back in. One more time, calf out to the side. And great. Then you're going to come up onto the ball of the foot. And we're just going to go from side to the middle on the ball of the foot. Raise it up high. Imagine you're doing a little dance move here. You're staying on the ball of the foot, back to the center, out to the side, back to the center. One more time, out to the side, back to the center. Great. All right, next side. Go ahead and grab your strap again. Put it under the ball of the foot on the left side. So the right foot's on the ground, with the soles completely flat on the ground. The right foot's, the heel's bent, so it's right over that ankle. You're holding onto the strap with the left hand, holding onto your chair with the right hand. Once again, the leg is extended, but you don't want the knee locked. We're going to raise it up high and bring it out to the center as far as you can. Inhale, bring it back in. Exhale, back out. Inhale it back in. Exhale it out. Inhale it in. Let's do one more real good effort here. Exhale, up and out. Inhale it back in. Great, and release. Let go of your strap. So both knees are about 10 inches apart, 8 inches apart. Bring the chest forward. Now you're hanging onto the chair with both hands. We're going to bring the calf out to the side and back in. And out to the side and back in. So the knee's only moving like an inch or two. The foot's actually moving about 8 inches, so 10 inches. And back out and back in. One more time, back out and back in. Bring it to the center, come up on the ball with that left foot. Now you're going to bring the ball of the foot out and in and out and in. And one more time, out and in. Good job. Bring the heels forward, roll the shoulders back, and start to walk your fingers towards your feet. Feel free if you want to grab your strap again, if that helps you with the forward fold from your chair, feel free to loop it on the balls of your feet. And you can hold on with your hands and bring yourself forward that way. If you don't feel like doing that today, do it without the strap. Just make sure your chest is high and you're pushing the lower back inward so you're not slouching over like this. You're bringing everything forward. When you start to slouch, again, stop at that point. You don't have to come all the way down. It's better to maintain good form than to try and get out to all the way to the end of your feet. And you'll find as you hang out here, send some deep breaths to the back of your knees. Send some deep breaths to your hamstrings and to your glutes.
They listen.
They do listen. And to your lower back. And they'll kind of release. If you send some breath there and kind of imagine everything softening up and just releasing. Imagine how we did with our hands where we clenched them up and let go. Imagine your muscles doing that in the back side of your body. And you'll probably find you can come down just another inch or so further than you were when you first started. Great. Bring the feet back to the mat. Knees are bent. And a couple of us have shoulder issues, so we'll try this one and see what we can do, but we're going to try and loosen things up. So I'm going to have you grab the strap about shoulder distance apart. You may need to be wider depending on the state of your shoulders today. We're going to start out in the front. Big inhale, bring the strap up overhead. See how far in the back you can come. Probably can't drop them all the way down and back. That's okay. Breathe into it, let it drop. Inhale. Exhale. Let down. One more time. Inhale. When you get about to the point where your face is, exhale. Imagine everything dropping. See once again if you can breathe into the shoulders. Let it come down, maybe a microscopic bit further than it did last time. Inhale it back up to the peak. Exhale it down to your knees. Once again, inhale up to the face height. Exhale down and back. And release it all forward. Again, bring your legs apart. Hands come to the elbows, drop everything forward for a nice forward fold. Let the head relax if you're holding it up. Very slowly roll the spine up. I love the way you guys go nice and slow and you don't rush. It's beautiful. Great. Bring the left hand out in front across the body. Scoop the right arm underneath and assist it into a stretch to the side. Stretching after we do some of these movements is what helps us to not get sore the next day or two. Then bring it up and over. Now you're going to grab a hold of that elbow and just very lightly push it to the back. Nothing forceful. Just see if you can get your fingers to touch the back and they're in the back between the shoulder blades. Kind of tickle yourself. And bring it all down. Now the left hand's going to go in front of the body. You're going to bring the right wrist around to help guide it. Again, not forceful, just loving guidance, helping it go a little bit farther than it would on its own. Notice how good that feels if you've got any stiffness. Release, bring it back up and over the top. The hands are going to shoot towards the shoulder blades. You're going to push back on that right elbow just a little bit. You'll feel the stretch back in here. Push, tickle your shoulder blades if you can. And release. Just swing the hands back and forth. Great. And we'll do just a couple standing poses before we go to our mat. So I'm going to have you turn the chair around. So you're dealing with the higher side. Get nice and centered. So your both hands are on the back of the chair. Both feet are parallel. Raise those toes up and spread them wide again for balance. You're going to start bringing the chest forward, bending at the waist towards the chair, and the right leg is going to start coming backward at the same time. So you're balancing the leg with the chest. Bring the chest all the way down to the chair. Bring the right leg up. Keep those toes pointed towards the floor so the right foot is flexed. Inhale, start to bring it back up to the center. Left leg, the leg you're standing on, is nice and strong, but not locked. Big exhale at the top. Inhale one more time. Chest comes down, heel comes up. Exhale at the bottom. Raise that heel up just a little higher this time. See if you can bring it up. And inhale. Exhale on your way down. Check your balance, check your posture, roll those shoulders back, bring the chin up a little higher. Big inhale. Exhale, start to fall the chest forward as that foot comes up. This time, imagine somebody's got a string on your heel, bringing it up, 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 even higher, so you're almost doing a standing split. And bring it down. Beautifully done. Okay. Right foot. Now you're going to raise the toes, spread them out, bring those shoulders back. Check your posture. You want to be in mountain pose, except that you're holding onto the chair. We're going to inhale, exhale, start to drop that chest towards the chair as the left heel comes up. Notice all the muscles in your right leg firing up to help you. Inhale on your way up. Exhale as you get towards the end. Come to standing. Inhale. Bring the chest forward. Bring the left heel up. Exhale your way down. Bring that foot higher, higher. Inhale your way back up. Exhale as you get to the top. And one more time. Inhale, chest comes forward, heel comes back, elbows are bent. Drop that chest down. Exhale towards the bottom, bring the heel up. Inhale your way back towards the top. And as your head gets towards the top, exhale. Let everything out. Good. And walk it out. Can I open the door? Sure. Here, I'll get it. It's okay. I'll close it. I didn't know if that was just me because I had coffee.
Bring different layers.
I know, you're smart.
It's not even that hot today either.
I know. It's nice and cool out there.
Next week, maybe it'll be really hot.
I know. Okay, go ahead and now place the toes out. So if you're standing on your little short mat, you want your toes towards the corners. Heels are in. And we're just going to come up on the ball of the foot. Push the arches in towards the toes. See how high you can get. Roll the shoulders back. Bring the chest forward. You're nice and high. And exhale, bring it down very slowly, slowly, and to the bottom. Inhale. Bring it up, up, up as high as you can on the ball of the feet. Exhale, down, down, down. One more time. Inhale, up, up. You're getting taller. Feel yourself. The whole body's coming up. Inhale, roll towards the arches, towards the toes. And exhale, down, down, down. Good job. Okay, bring the chair back around. And would you guys prefer to do the final poses laying down or on your chair? What do you feel like today?
Whichever is better for us, I guess.
How are you feeling? Should we go to the floor?
Okay, I mean, he just said don't overdo this, but I think if it starts hurting.
Okay,
I'm not
great.
gonna do it.
All right, so let's go ahead and lay on our back.
Should we leave the chair where it is?
Yeah, leave the chair where it is. Lay on your back. And you're gonna put your calves up on the chair. Scoot your bum forward so the knees are bent right at the edge of the chair. Your feet are probably touching the back. It's okay, let the ball of the foot rest on the back of the chair and bring the top of the body laying down. Let me move this so these guys can see on Zoom. If I come down this low, I want to make sure they can see. Oh yeah, there we are. Okay.
Okay, so the calf, the whole foot's on the chair?
The whole calf is on the chair. Yeah, you got it. Yep, you're right there. Yep. And then you're gonna lay back so the back of your head's on the floor. Bring your arms out to the side in cactus position. So we're not working the shoulders right now. We're gonna give the shoulders a break. So bring the hands up in kind of an L shape so the arms are in cactus motion. They're not stretched all the way out. Lift your hips up. Drop the lower back onto the ground so there's no space in the arch of your back so that the back is completely against the floor. And if you're having trouble doing that, go ahead and grab your blanket and place it under
And
your back.
just your heels are on the chair when you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, so you're lifting the hips up, dropping it down, because my back tends to arch unless I actually physically push it down there. And if it still is arching, go ahead and place the blanket behind your back so that you've got something. I want you to close your eyes and place your hands on your tummy. And I want you to be able to just feel that lower back just relax. So if you're trying to hold yourself up and hold an arch, it's going to be a little bit of effort in there. And I want you to let everything collapse into the mat or into your blanket, whatever you're on with that lower back. Just let all of that release. Take a big breath in again. And concentrate on that lower back area, just releasing into the mat. Now place your hands out in that cactus position. Once again, we're opening the chest up. So by having the hands in the cactus position, that automatically means that you've got to roll your shoulders back so the shoulder blades are sliding down back the spine, and they're also resting on the back, on the mat. So your lower back's resting on the mat without any effort. It's not having to hold anything because the chair is holding your legs. And the area between the shoulder blades is relaxing because it's being supported completely. And just see what that feels like. Breathe into it. Big breath in. Exhale, let the entire back come into contact with the floor. And then bring your attention to the front of the body and notice how everything's opening up as the shoulder blades fall back, as the back muscles fall into your mat. The front of the body is blooming open, opening up, big heart opening here. Now I want you to take your right leg, point the toes, turn the toes up towards the ceiling and just bring it up just so it's coming straight up from the hips. That foot is pointing towards the ceiling. You can see the foot. You're not raising the back up. The hips are still completely on the mat. Keep that toe pointed. See if you can push up even more, bringing the weight of the hip down so the hip stays on the mat while you're stretching the leg out and pointing that toe up, 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 and exhale, release it down. Once again, check in with the lower back, make sure there's full contact there. Check the shoulder blades, make sure you got contact. All the arms are completely laying on the mat. Point the left toe, straighten the knee on the left side, and without lifting the hip, stretch out through the leg, point that toe up towards the ceiling. Big stretch, you're going to be taller when we're done. Exhale, bring it down. 2 more times each side. Point the right toes, stretch them up towards the ceiling. Lengthen out through the legs so everything's static above the hip. All the work is being done in the leg as it stretches up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it back down. Left side, point those toes, stretch them up towards the ceiling. Again, all the stretching is happening in between the hip and the big toes. Stretch out that leg, make it long, beautiful. Exhale, let it down. Right side, point the toes, Send them up towards the ceiling. Really stretch out through the calf, through the knee, through the thighs. Press the hips back into the ground. Point those toes and exhale down. Last time on the left side, point the left toes. Knee gets straightened out. They come up towards the ceiling. Push the hips down into the mat as you stretch the toes up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. And exhale. Bring it all back down. Kind of tap the heels on the chair. Loosen everything up in there. Bring the soles of the feet together at the end of it, at the edge of the chair. Go ahead and grab a hold of the ankles if that's in your practice today. And just stretch the knees back towards the chair, opening up the inside of the thighs. Butterfly legs. Still keeping that lower back pressed into the mat. So all the movements happening just with the legs. Great. Go ahead and send those calves back on the chair. Once again, reposition your back. Make sure that everything's in full contact. The bottom of the back, the middle, the shoulders, everything's that way. And now, if you can, extend the hands out into a T shape. So they're all the way out to either side and the palms are facing upward. The fingers are very gently curling in. And I want you to grab your blanket and place it in a kind of a long fold like this.
Yeah.
And then you're going to place it on your belly and your hips. So it's going to act as a little bit of a weight there, pushing down to help to keep that lower back area on the mat. Open the chest up, bring the arms out to the side. Close your eyes and begin to deepen your breath. And I'm going to turn the lights down in here because it's a little bright for this ending meditation that we're going to do. So this week's theme is living in harmony. And the quote I found for today was from Sri Neem Karoli Baba, who is a yoga leader in India. The whole universe is your home. All are your family. And I want you to start deepening your breath, bringing your attention into your chest and into your heart, and start to consider as you're breathing, are you feeling the harmony within yourself? Are you looking for harmony to come from the outside? Is there something going on or someone or some occurrence that's causing tension in your makeup? It's causing a ripple of discontent. And I want you to start bringing your attention into your own heart space, into that beautiful bright green light. And start to imagine that the truth is you have everything you need within yourself, that you are the one in charge of your happiness. You're the one in charge of your contentment. And many times we create our own difficulty by the way we react to things around us. It may not necessarily be what's going on around us, but our reaction to it. And we have the power to change our reaction and to create our own contentment and our own harmony. Yoga is the great leveler. Yoga is for everyone, regardless of occupation, social status, or age. Whether you're a business tycoon, a baker, or a bus driver, it's a joy to be part of a yoga class where everyone practices together without worldly labels. A yoga community is essential for developing strong, flexible asanas or poses. Practicing in a community of others is a grounding experience that helps you to explore other yoga paths, such as karma yoga or selfless service. And many times we can do karma yoga within any yoga practice just by sending out an intention that you're doing the practice to soften your heart towards someone that you're upset with, or you're doing the practice to silence your tongue and keep yourself from saying something that you probably shouldn't. And you're doing the practice to create peace out in the world. When everybody in the world loves one another, when the weak will not be overpowered by the strong, the few will not be oppressed by the many, the poor will not be mocked by the wealthy, the humble will not be disdained by the honored, and the simple will not be deceived by the cunning. And that's from Mosti, who was a Chinese philosopher in the year 470 in China. And I'm going to read to you the metta meditation here in just a moment. When you feel in need of comfort and harmony, gather together with friends and sit in a circle. And we can do this at home in our meditation, sitting with placing your right palm up and your left palm down, meeting palms with the next person to make a connecting thread, or just doing it on your own and sending that energy out. Imagine yourself with your right hand up and your left hand down. You don't have to do it physically, just imagine that mudra in your mind. And we will practice the meditation. When you're having difficulty accepting the actions of or getting on well with certain friends or colleagues, this Buddha practice of loving kindness can help. Breathe deeply, open your palms, imagine your heart in a gesture of receptivity. And starting with yourself, visualize yourself and send yourself loving thoughts, repeating to yourself, may I be happy, may I be free from fear, may I be safe and protected. Now picture a loved one, someone who you feel very positive towards, and send them those thoughts. May they be happy. May they be free from fear. May they be safe and protected. Next, visualize someone that you feel neutral towards. Maybe it's somebody that is at the local grocery store or gas station, or a neighbor that you really don't feel one way or the other about. Send them the thoughts. May they be happy. May they be free from fear. May they be safe and protected. And finally, we come to someone who you dislike or are currently having issues with, and you feel a little frisson of negativity welling up. Take a big breath in, send it out, and send that person those thoughts. May they be happy. May they be free from fear. May they be safe and protected. And spread kindness. Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in every place you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as you ever can. Take some big, deep healing breaths into your chest. Send out that loving kindness. Send it out to everyone in the building, everyone on the block, everyone in your neighborhood, everyone in the city, everyone in the county, everyone in the state. Send it out past New Mexico. Feel it growing. Feel it spreading. Beautiful, bright, green, sparkly light from your heart of loving kindness. Take a big breath in. Place both your hands on your heart. Feel all the beautiful love and energy you have emanating from your heart. Carry it with you today as you leave and go out into the world. We need it. We need more yogis in this day and age. And when you're ready, very gently, because you're on the chair, roll over to one side, softly bringing your knees up to it. Fetal position in a nice, safe, curled up pose at the end of your practice. And with your next exhalation, go ahead and come up to a seated position. Feel free to sit on your chair if need be. Bring your hands to your heart center and close your eyes. And I wish for all four of